Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Kieran Farrell, BEM, for Kieran Farrell Promotions, and a very warm welcome to the University of Bolton Stadium. We are proudly sponsored by the Morrison Group, international recruitment specialists, and all our officials at ringside have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Our area inspector, our area steward, Supervisor Ian Cragg, timekeeper at the bell, Gary Brennan, and in charge of the action from Harrow in London, Mr. Kieran McCann. This is 4 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. We've met the officials, it's now time to meet the boxers. Firstly in the blue corner, wearing black, blue and silver shorts, weighing in 11 stone 8 pounds, coming to the ring in his 21st professional contest, originally from Lithuania, now living and training out of Hull, Yorkshire. Please welcome Zygimantas Butkevicius. And across the ring in the red corner, wearing red shorts with white trim. He tipped the scales, 11 stone 6 pounds 2 ounces. Coming to the ring this evening in only his second contest, undefeated 1-0 from Berlin, Lancashire,
Listen to me. I've always made my commands all the time. I tell you to break cleanly, step back, throw no punches, keep your heads out of the way, most importantly, protect yourself all the time. Such guys, let's go.
second up, round one.
So we are here at Kieran Farrell Promotions' first fight night of the year. Ben Ridings versus Zygimantas Butkevicius is the first fight of the night. Zygimantas is no stranger to Kieran Farrell shows, as obviously Ben Ridings is one of Kieran's fighters. Zygimantas last fought on this show against Danny Craven.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Ben has to offer. I should say it's only his second fight. He's 21 years of age, so it'll be a good learning experience for him. This one, he went 4 rounds in his first fight against Louis Van Pucci. Obviously, Louis knows all the tricks, so he'll have learned a few things in his first fight as well. It'll be interesting to see what he brings into play for this one.
I mean, at this point of Ben's career, it's all about getting experience, isn't it?
Yeah, you just need to get as many rounds as possible, as many fights as possible. Kieran seems to want to keep him busy, which is a good thing.
Yep.
He turned pro in September. Obviously, December, January, early February time is always a very quiet period. So he's got his first fight of the year now, and hopefully he'll be able to rattle off 3 or 4 more.
And opening the card like this, you know, all the pressure is on Ben to sort of set the standard and the tone for the rest of the night. I'm sure he'll be wanting to put in an impressive show for these fans over here.
Yeah, and he started off well, landed a few nice jabs. It's got a bit messy inside there, but he's gone back to his jab again and he's looking for the left hook to the body, which before the fight, Kieran seemed to be telling him was the punch that he should be going for.
He just took a few heavy shots there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, that was a beautiful uppercut in the clinch. I think the key with Ben is to keep the pressure up and make sure that he has his guard up at all times. He can't get complacent against a guy like Zygimantas, obviously with the experience he has.
Yeah, you say he's had 20 fights, Ziggy.
Yeah.
He's only won 1 of them, he's lost 19, but he's only been stopped 3 times, so it looks pretty much nailed on that this one's going to go the full distance.
And you can see the experience on his face, he's wearing it right there.
Yeah, and he's the only fight he won came in his second contest, a decision win over Jake Best, who was undefeated at the time, 2-0, so they'll be looking to try and hold a very long losing streak, but it's likely that he's just going to go down a points loser in this fight and give some experience to a young prospect. Ziggy's not been stopped since 2018. He lost to Terry Tyers, a stoppage in the 4th and final round. So he's had a technical decision loss as well to Sean Daly in November of 2017.
And he just landed a clean left hook himself as well. He's had his moments in this round. It's not been one-way traffic for Ben.
Yeah, he's given Ben something to think about,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. Obviously, Ben's won the round, but it'll give him something to think about for Kieran to talk about between rounds.
What do you think is the message that Kieran's conveying to Ben right now in the corner?
I imagine he'll tell him to just keep calm, keep using his jab, keep throwing left hooks to the body, as we've seen him do a couple of times in the first round, and tighten up his own defence and make sure he doesn't get caught with anything silly and unwarranted.
And it's obviously good for Ben's age, you know. Sometimes when you see youthful fighters, they're gunning for the finish. They want that emphatic finish to excite the fans. But, you know, when he's had Zygimantas in trouble, he hasn't really gone running after him, you know. He's hit that reset button and tried to find more calculated shots afterwards.
Yeah, and as you say, with him being young as well, he'll pick up experience in fights like this. He's unlikely to get stoppage wins too often in the early part of his career, because the people he's fighting are there to get the rounds and are good at surviving as well. So he'll be looking to get as many wins as he possibly can, stepping up in class, and then maybe starting to secure more stoppages as he moves up in class.
And as I mentioned before, Zygimantas fought Danny Craven. Oh, he's just opened up Zygimantas, as I've just said that, by the way. Got a cut on the eye. Yeah, he took Danny Craven the distance, which is a commendable feat in itself, because Danny possesses some of the best power on this small hall circuit.
Yeah, and as you say, that was a good result, taking something like that the distance. Ziggy's left eye started to bleed as well, which is bad news for him, especially because I imagine, well, he's already got another fight set up for later on this month against Tom Brennan, which looks like it might be ditched because of that cut.
Yeah.
So he'll be trying to, first and foremost, protect his eye this round, but he has to come out swinging as well.
And that is an obvious bullseye now for Ben to target throughout this round.
Yeah, just keep throwing right hands at that cut, open it up a little bit and maybe try and go for the technical stoppage win, which he'd taken an heartbeat, I think it was offered to him. The referee, Kieran McGann, should have a close look at the cut. It's bleeding away from the eye, so it might not be a problem.
It doesn't look too deep.
And this team will get a chance of working it between rounds as well. And with a cut, the thing that you want is time, because the cut kind of coagulates itself over time and the bleeding stops. So he'll be fairly confident, I think, of getting through the next few rounds if it stays like this.
As long as it's running down the side of the eye, it's all good. But if it starts running into the eye, it's going to be a tough task for that referee out there. He might have to make a difficult decision tonight.
Yeah, the main thing is that Ziggy can see. If he can see him throw punches and defend himself, the referee will keep him in there. It just depends how good his corner are at just staunching that little bit of trickle of blood.
But he's still pressuring. Thought Ben was coming in.
Both came in there with right hands as well, so yeah, he's done well, Ziggy, for someone who's been cut early in the round and he's not here to win.
And that's something Ben's got to be thinking about as well. He can't be getting stuck in these crazy exchanges where they're meeting in the middle and just throwing with reckless abandonment, really.
Yeah, that's something Ridings will have to learn over the course of these next couple of fights, that he has to pick and choose when to engage. At this point in his career, he wants to be dominating fights behind the jab and not engaging too often, but he just took another shot on the way in then.
Even though Ben is up on the scorecards, there are still a lot of things he needs to be working on.
Yeah, you think based on what we've seen so far, he's taken the first 2 rounds, but he doesn't want to be taking punches needlessly at this point in his career against this type of an opponent.
And Kieran, being the perfectionist he is, I'm sure that's going to not anger him, but it's going to be something that he's going to be looking to talk to Ben about.
Yeah, and these days all these fights are filmed, so they can look back over the tape of the fight and see any mistakes that have been made, and they're there for them to see in black and white and can't be explained away. So I imagine Kieran will have to sit down with him, look at these first 2 rounds and say that he's taken 1 punch too many when he could have made things a lot easier for himself.
But again, it's more rounds in the bag.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It looks like the flow of blood is starting to ease up a bit on that cut. They're getting the referee to have a look at it at the corner, see what the referee makes of it. The referee saying for them it looks okay, so they can get another couple of rounds out of him. So if it's expected this goes to 4-round distance, Ridings has done 8 rounds in 2 fights and will go into the next one feeling confident.
There hasn't been much of a feeling out process throughout this fight. Both guys have just met in the middle and looked to trade.
Yeah, Ridings was on his jab in the early going of the first round and has kind of abandoned that and has gone for wild abandonment in terms of his approach, which is something he might want to think about in future fights. He just took a left hook there as well that he didn't need to take.
And both guys aren't wasting time on the break as well. They're looking to land off the break of those clinches, just constantly giving their opponent something to think about.
Yeah, as long as the referee's not told them, issued a warning for them not to punch, it's fair game. They're entitled to try and throw a shot and exploit any opportunity that they get.
And Ben just caught him coming in with that jab. Do you think he needs to maybe rethink his game plan and try and sit back behind that jab?
Yeah, if you've got a good jab, there's no point smothering your own work. You might as well just box off the jab and let your combinations build from that punch. And when he does throw the jab, Ziggy's a bit more circumspect about coming in, although he slips a couple of jabs there, but he didn't really try and throw anything in return. And especially with that cut as well, he'll be looking to try and get through the rounds without accruing any more damage, but takes a big left hook.
Yep.
But he's done a nice job on that cut in the corner, but it's going to keep him out for at least a month, I'd say.
Which is the obvious problem which comes with scheduling a fight when you've already got one coming up.
Yeah, a lot of these journeymen do have, sometimes someone like Louis Van Pucci might have 2 or 3 fights scheduled. If you get a cut, you obviously can't take that scheduled fight, but the promoters can just get someone else to come in and do that job. But again, Ridings has been a bit more circumspect this round, and it's probably his best round of the fight so far, in terms of both his attack and defence.
Yeah, he really is starting to dictate the pace of this fight. Ben is just getting a bit of a talking to. Both guys are getting a bit of a talking to.
Yeah, the referee, I think, was just telling them to listen to his instructions and break when they're told to break and respect what the referee says.
Both guys landing there again on the break. Ben to the body.
And Ziggy kind of clipped in a little left hook. It wasn't a massive shot, but it saves notice that he's still in the fight.
And find a guy like Ziggy who really isn't afraid to lose. He's experienced that feeling of failure before. That's a dangerous opponent to have in front of you, even to the last few seconds of the fight.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose. He's already lost enough times to cover more than one pro career. So, as you say, he might not be dangerous in terms of his pedigree or his calibre, but he's got nothing to lose. He's got a cut as well. So he might as well just try and swing as many punches as he can in this 4th round and try and see if he can catch some kind of home run.
And that is an important point to make as well, because Ben Thomas, who will be on later on in the night, he actually was up on the scorecards and in his first professional bout on Kieran's last show and suffered a vicious knockout to an opponent he was deemed to have beaten. So Ben Ryan's probably going to be thinking about that scenario in his head, to fight to the very last bell.
Yeah, you've got to stay switched on throughout the course of the fight. There's no point winning the first 3 rounds and taking the last 3 minutes off. And the referee said he's happy. He's had a look at the cut again in the corner. He's happy for it to go on for another round. So it looks like we're not going to get enough for 3 minutes out of this fight.
Final round is here. I'm sure Ziggy will be looking to step up that pace now. As I said, he has nothing to lose.
Yeah, and Riding's kind of smothering his own work again in this round as well, so that'll be something for him to go away and look at when he watches his back. He could have made things a lot easier for himself tonight.
But he's got a lot of years ahead of him to correct any elements of his game that he wants to go and look at and study. It's massively beneficial to his growth as a fighter to be stepping into an arena and a card like this, to have so many eyes on him. It's only going to make him a better athlete.
Yeah, most of the work at this point of the career he's done in the gym, in terms of the work you do with your trainer as well. The stuff you see on Fight Night is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
He took a little left hook on the inside there, Ridings, but he's again being dominant this round, but without really expressing himself in terms of his ability on the jab and his boxing ability. And Siggy, I think, could just see the light at the end of the tunnel. He knows there must be about 90 seconds left in this round and in this fight.
And he's given a decent account of himself in defeat. It's not been, as I said, it's not been plain sailing for Ben.
Yeah, and you've got to give him credit as well for battling through a cut. He could have easily told his corners just to jack the fight in so he can still get paid and not do the full fight, but no, he's
turned up to fight.
Yeah, he's coming. He's certainly earned his money tonight. And Ridings has got his second. He took a right hand there, Ridings, as well as we spoke.
Yeah. Would it be fair to say that Ziggy has landed the cleaner, heavier shots in this fight, but the output has been more so on the half of Ben Ridings?
Yeah, the more memorable punches have been landed by Ziggy, the right hand, a couple of right hands earlier in the fight as well. Ridings has had good punch output, but these are things that he's going to have to watch out for when he steps up a level and people with more ambition are coming to actually beat him. He doesn't want to be this open when he steps up to title level and the fight's going on for 6, 8 and 10 rounds. Again, Ziggy landed a good left hook to the top of the head.
He's really picked up the pace now. Ben has to make sure he finishes this round strong, because when you leave it in the hands of the judges, anything can happen. But as I said before, I feel like Ben has done enough to get that win.
Yeah, I thought Ziggy did enough to win that round, but I've got it 3 rounds to 1.
Yeah, I agree.
So it should be a fairly routine win, but he'll have a lot for him to learn from that fight.
Just wait.
So I've got it 39 to 37, and we'll see what the referee has to say about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, a referee has our boxers. Before we declare the result, would you please show your appreciation for both our boxers in the ring? Our referee, Kieran, sees this contest 39 points, 37 points. The winner, still undefeated, Ben